Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now, May 12, 2026. Donald J. Trump has given the order for the Nike Stalkers, the 160th SOAR, to prepare for the most important mission in modern military history, entering Iran to conquer the territory, secure it, and bring home the most important treasure of the Iranian regime, more than 400 kilos of uranium. Let's get started! Oh! Family, good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies Countdown. That's the countdown to the end of Iran's story. Right now, Donald J. Trump is flying to China to meet with Xi Jinping and explain to him what is going to happen with Iran when he returns to the United States of America. Ser vital. A meeting that is full of uncertainty, but a meeting that will be vital, not only for the future of Iran, but also for the future of the planet, international trade, and Taiwan. Donald J. Trump boarded Air Force One just moments ago from Andrews, the base where the presidential travel team is stationed. He's not going alone. Donald J. Trump is going to take the top team with him. Marco Rubio, secretaries of energy, personalities importantes. The key is China has to stay out of what is going to happen in Iran. In exchange, Donald J. Trump will ease the sanctions, agree to economic deals with China, and the war will continue on another front. China views the whole operation with suspicion. China is wary that it is going to lose its main ally, Iran. Inmediatamente, some Iranians provide oil almost instantly in exchange for receiving technology for ballistic missiles, drones, electronic component technology, and fuel for its missiles. Iran pays with oil. China pays with materials to cause terror in the world. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. It's the one we're in. But there is a solution. Thank you. And the solution is near them. There it is. The Delta Force. Acechadores de medianoche, along with their pilots. And the solution, the Night Stalkers, Midnight Stalkers. Special operations troops prepared and trained to do things that we have already learned about throughout history. Impossible rescues in Iraq, secret operations in African countries, assaults on enemy positions where no one else can reach, extraction of high-value targets. Venezuela, Caracas, January 3rd, Nicolás Maduro. They are the ones chosen to carry out the most important mission of the United States of America. Entrar. To enter in the middle of the night and sow chaos and fear in the hearts of the enemy. Special Forces troops fully prepared to survive on virtually nothing and to fight in the most dangerous conditions you can find on a battlefield. Urban environments in the middle of the desert, on top of a mountain, in the middle of the sea, they are there. The 160th SOAR, it has been released. Now, what is going to happen? What will happen? Nobody knows. These aerial wizards, they are going to surprise us with something we have never seen before. Impressive. There is nothing like it in the world. And here on military strategies, we have the details. Where are they? What are they doing? And we're going to talk about things that are almost impossible to talk about. We're live, family, on military strategies. Please leave your likes and comments. No sabemos. A super interesting program to understand what could happen in a matter of, we don't know. Minutes, days, seconds, months. Or years. No, Iran doesn't know. The only thing Iran will know is when the time comes for this machine, this transformer, which has been modified to meet the tactical needs of special forces assault teams, to appear somewhere in Iran. For that, different phases and different things have to happen. What you're seeing here, the little bird is a small helicopter. Very capable, with some incredible capabilities too. It has the ability to infiltrate places that no one else can reach. But it has a problem. We're going to find out here now on military strategies. Well, folks, things are pretty interesting from a military point of view. There's a kind of radio silence now that Donald J. Trump is heading to China, but the plans are still moving forward. We're learning more. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates launched attacks against Iran in response to the Iranian attacks, obviously. And Iran has just found out about this, it seems. And now they're not very happy. That means that if the war resumes, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates will openly launch attacks against Iran to overthrow them. But a number of other important things are happening as well. The first one. Ibrahim al-Faghar, this saintly figure we see here, an icon among jihadists. Our jihad sex symbol says there will be no agreement on the nuclear and uranium issue. We are not going to give any kind of victory to the enemy, and uranium is our right, and we will continue enriching uranium. He hasn't explicitly said they'll build a nuclear weapon, but it's basically the same. Since al-Faghar has said this, and Donald Trump is already tired of these people stalling, he's really fed up with them sending him junk papers, as he put it. He said, we return to the path of the sword. We need to go in there. I want to take the uranium. I want to destroy them. I want to leave there and say, this is over. And that's that. This story is over. He can do it. Let's see. Here today on this show, on military strategies, we're going to see it. If an operation of that caliber can be carried out at that level by the United States of America, not only is it takes courage, more things are needed. The training, key part of this story. The units have to be trained to the highest level for any type of circumstance or condition. We saw it in the surroundings of Caracas in the middle of the night. Portable anti-aircraft missiles, machine guns in the sky, and them coming in the center where nobody believed they could get in. They got in to take Nicolás Maduro away in the middle of the night. That was the story of how this crazy year began. And that's already being left behind. In the last few weeks, SOAR operatives. they have been seen in different cities across the United States in the middle of the night doing this. Conducting assaults between buildings in the middle of avenues in something that looks like a movie. And why are they doing that? What's the idea? Why are they getting ready for a fight in this kind of combat? Well, the explanation is clear. They're going to go to Iran and deep inside Iran. Deep inside Iran. And how deep inside? Right into the heart of it. Let's quickly check the skies. We're live now. Super chats are open. Very important. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And we also have paypal.me/estrategia militares so we can work the magic of telling the world what's happening. Pay attention to this. Breaking news. And we're live with breaking news. At the moment, a strategic bomber from the United States of America, a B-1, heading to the operations area. Right now, an AWACS over Saudi Arabia in the operations area. P-8 Poseidon aircraft, fighter jets, right now over Carm Island. Tanker planes in the infiltration zone, in the theater of operations. And the B-1 that's on its way toward the enemy, toward Iran, took off from the United Kingdom. And it's loaded. It's loaded because right after takeoff, it had to refuel. Right after takeoff, because of the weight of the ammunition, it had no fuel. It had to refuel in flight. So that plane is definitely loaded. That plane is definitely on a mission with attack capability. But they want us to see it. They want us to see it. Why? Because this could be the dress rehearsal for what's coming very soon. Dress rehearsal, B-1, B-52 planes from Diego Garcia, from the United Kingdom, all at once. In a dance in the skies like never before. The fastest strategic bomber of the United States of America. Right now at 6,000 meters altitude and at a speed of 900 kilometers. Seeing is believing. But that wasn't the point. While the fire is coming, let's take a look at the landscape where they're going to face off. It's nothing more, nothing less. This is the Fort Campbell base, where our mysterious acechador might operate. A specialized unit for them. Customized Chinook aircraft. The Black Hawk helicopters are also customized. Everything is customized and there's no budget limit. They can take them apart, but don't put them back together. In the theater of operations. Here they are. Their base, their house, their home, where they spend little time. Most of the time, they're away. R160. From there, from the base of the 160th sword. El primer sitio. They're going to have to go into 3 locations. The first location, all 3 are in a line. El segundo pretty much straight. Iran. They'll have to make it all the way into the interior of Iran. The idea is clear. Enter Isfahan. Take the uranium that's inside this mountain. They've reinforced, armored the entrances. As you can see, preparing them to withstand attacks from bunker-busting munitions. You have to come in here. Remove the uranium and go home. Target number 1, Isfahan. Target number 2, Natan. Destroy the facility and get inside the mountain. Look for the uranium. Objective number 3, further north. Qom province. Bordeaux. The place where the Midnight Hammer, Donald J. Trump's hammer, he broke the ventilation ducts and he left them shivering. The famous Bordeaux are the place where the ammunition came in and the uranium stayed inside, there, right inside. The mission will be a bit complicated. Quite. We don't just need the sword. We need the logistics team responsible for carrying out this kind of operation. We're gonna have to open air bases inside Iran. That's exactly what you're hearing. We have to open up places where it can be done. The assault to the nuclear facilities. A very complex scenario, especially the one in Isfahan. We already know the one in Fordo well. We know there are different options to get inside Fordo. We have an airport that's a few kilometers from the main nuclear facility, but be careful, because there are a lot of bunkers and mountains nearby. They're drilled through on the inside, where there'll be guards, ammunition, soldiers, and missiles, also drones. That's going to be one of the most dangerous details of this story. Why dangerous? Images from today leaked by Iran. Look at this. Iran has discovered that with Hezbollah in Lebanon, in the land of tunnels, cable-guided drone attacks work very well for them. Iran has deployed drone teams in Fordo, in Natanz, in Isfahan to monitor if any kind of US aircraft arrives and destroy it. That already ha cambiado, that we are going to have to work in a completely different environment. The mission has changed. Why has it changed? Before, if the existence of those drones had been easy, we take the airport, we jump with paratroopers, we assault the main area, we secure this sector, we have aircraft monitoring the entire area to provide protection so that no one can approach this operation zone. And from there, we move by helicopters and in a convoy to Fordo to extract all the material. That would have been normal. But as we've said, Iran already has wire-guided drones with a range of 20 kilometers. They can launch them from anywhere. Imagine that distance from where an operator launches a drone, hidden in some tent, to the place where the United States troops are. We'll have to work to the max. What does it mean to work to the limit? What limit? The fuel limit, the limits of the capabilities, and the operational limit of the units. We're going to have to move away, set up the base, somewhere else, somewhere they can't even imagine or expect. For example, a lake that's dry in the middle of nowhere. We would have to deploy portable anti-aircraft systems to provide defense against those drones, and also carry out the insertion in the LZ, as it's called, quickly, and probably at night. We can't be too far away. Those helicopters only have a limited range. The work they do is also limited, and the logistics are limited as well, which means the units will be left highly exposed for this type of operation. Yeah. In any case, Fordo is not the most complicated part of the story. In a way, the nearest and largest place is Qom. Qom, which is also the holy city of Shiism. This city is full of martyrs eager to die, in which the states have been turned into pieces, into fragments or centimeters, to die for him. Which means that the United States of America will have to cut off the communication routes, the roads that give access to the area of operations, especially this area here as well, an industrial area, where many things are also manufactured for missiles, drones, and ultimately for the nuclear program. Some of these facilities are also underground, but that's not the main objective. We want the powder, we want the uranium, and there's only one way to get that uranium, by going down there in person. Iran knows it. Iran knows about this, and what they've done is bury the entrances, open new entrances, and bury the existing ones. They've been moving a lot of material. This is a high-resolution image from January 12, 2026. We can see how there has been earth-moving activity. Piles have been removed and dumped in these places, also in this area. And it's more than evident that Iran has covered the entrances. You can see it here. We're going to need heavy machinery or demolition equipment to make our way through the mountain. In addition to the traps they've probably set inside, which are, of course, to be expected, to cause as many casualties as possible. So this is just ×2. If we go for the most complicated objective, we saw the other one, the night in Atta, the people who are here on the channel and are following all our content. If we go to Isfahan, this is another one. This is another story. A city of millions of people, and right in the middle of it is Iran's largest military nuclear complex, the research reactor, as they call it. But in reality, it's where the nuclear weapon is being prepared. The United States and Israel have already bombed this facility with cruise missiles, but it wasn't enough. Days earlier, satellite images show a convoy of trucks loaded with barrels heading into this facility. We're looking at here a facility in the middle of the mountain with different entrances and tunnels. All these tunnels have been sealed, so they can't get inside. The United States of America. And now what do we do here? Where do we look for a landing zone? A place that's safe, a place that's protected from the drones. It's very, very complicated. Only one way. But we're going to explain it. We'll share it here on military strategies, family. We're live right now. 15,000 people. We're missing a lot of likes on any of the shows that could be historic. We also have super chats open if you want to reach out. Help us fight censorship. Always reporting the news differently, without anyone silencing us. Logistics are needed. We need men and women. Equipment, training, knowledge, intelligence on the ground. But there's something that's needed, and it could be key. The question is, who is going to betray the regime? The regime. We need someone from inside the regime to open the doors for us, to tell us the drones are here, the response troops are here. This is the plan. This is what's going to happen. Someone from inside the regime has to betray, to be the mole, the eyes and ears of the United States and Israel. Israel, which because of its experience, will also likely take part in special operations alongside Delta Force. We have three scenarios. Sayeret Force, Navy SEALs, puede ser la mayor operación de fuerzas especiales de la historia contra un régimen que quiere destruir el mundo. The other day, we were watching it live here on military strategies. We were saying, well, there are different options to create a sort of road in the middle of this situation. We also knew that a road is being built around the perimeter of Isfahan, but we have different options. It's not to take away anyone's hopes or make them cry, but you can land there. Landing is not the problem. The problem is taking off with the barrels or with the radioactive material. We can land in different places. I'm not going to mark them all, although some are already known. Iran has already thought about it. Iran has already considered blocking these roads that are under construction, what we're seeing around here, blocking all these areas. They have already thought about this, so we're not putting any kind of operation at risk. And we're not putting at risk any kind of infrastructure that's being organized at this moment. What happened the other day in Iraq, what we discovered, we're going to put it here. That base built in a matter of days by Israel shows us the logistical approach and the level they're operating at. We are capable of, kilometers away from our border, having enough equipment to build runways, landing and takeoff, setting up refueling points, setting up security reserve zones in the middle of a hostile territory like Iraq, without anyone's help. The United States did it too. The famous rescue of the pilot. Again, we were building a base, planes were arriving. A series of circumstances occurred midway through this story. They caused those planes to be destroyed and lighter ones to arrive. There's logistics, there's a budget. It can be done. There's nothing stopping it. There's no one stopping it. You've already seen that with Iran. For hours, they were operating at a base for more than 24 hours or almost 24 hours. And they didn't capture anyone there. They didn't take anyone out. Which makes it tough. Very, very tough. Extremely tough. What would be the most interesting option for the United States? Also, they're building another facility here. ¿Cuál es interesante para los Estados Unidos de América? Just so you can take note, this isn't just an example to bring up a careful statistic. What would be the idea, the most interesting idea for the United States of America? The operation would likely come from the area we're about to see now. This area here. Korat Ghazi, from the natural park. Why from this area? From this area that we're looking at, it's the cleanest route we have into Isfahan. Precisely those areas we're looking at are close to where the rescue operation took place. Something was already built there. Maybe the destination was different. Maybe it was meant to be built for another kind of mission. But yes, this area is the most interesting. Why? We can enter by using the mountains for cover through this area. Follow all of this at night. Practically covered, out of sight from the Iranians. Look, this whole valley here. Enter through this area and just cross a few small populated areas to get to the interior. The other entry options are a bit more complex. Here is Isfahan International Airport. The Revolutionary Guard is present. It will theoretically be well protected. It's a complex area that's hard to protect due to nearby houses. You have the city that can come down on you in a matter of minutes. You need a place that's isolated, lets you spot the enemy's approach, and is hard for them to access. That's why we're discussing places like this. The inside of a mountain. Here, it's practically impossible for them to show up quickly out of nowhere, surround you, and corner you. It's very, very, very complicated. Coming in that way also makes for an easy exit. You have a road that provides access to the entire area over there. If a land evacuation is needed, it can be done. There's nothing preventing it. On the other hand, this whole area here is much more populated. Look, the population density is immense. It's extremely high. That kind of operation is much more complicated, while this area is much quieter. Here's another one. That could be a runway. We're seeing it, right? There are different airports around Isfahan. Some are bigger, others are smaller. We even have a heliport in this area. This one we're seeing here. A runway or different runways for drones. Util. This is usually used for drones. We have usable length, useful. About 500 meters, which might not be enough for what we need, maybe for larger planes like the C-130s and that kind of infrastructure. But we can use it, for example, for helicopters, or we can use it for another type of option. There are options. It can be done simultaneously in various locations to confuse the enemy. Sir, you can make the enemy think we're going to be here, and then we'll be somewhere else. It can be done. There are options. But the options, obviously, that are on the table have to be taken. A complex mission. Very, very, very complex. Chances of success. It's hard to say. There are 3 facilities. We don't know which one holds the uranium or if it's spread across several. We don't know what the storage conditions are. We don't know if time will have to be spent storing them safely. We don't know if there are traps, if explosives have been placed inside the facility that could lead. 1 second, I can't see the map.
Pardon me, excuse me.
Oh. Excuse me for coming back here. Let's look at the map now. I mean, it's complicated. It's very complicated. Let's review it. Operational area. If we look at the city of Isfahan, this whole area we're seeing here is overpopulated. Very little open space. They can easily hear and see you. There's an anti-aircraft ammunition base and artillery in this whole area. It's an anti-aircraft missile zone. There are bunkers. There are caves. And it's here, this area. I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't do it through this area here. I'd look for another area instead. This area here. This is the nature park with Gassi. It's a nature park where we can set up an operations center and from there cross the valley between the mountains. Like it was done with Caracas. Go farther inland. And take this facility. This one we're looking at right here, right now. Destroy what's left of this one, take the uranium from inside, and get out. Iran knows this is an option. For that, it has blocked different entry points that could be used as landing strips. This is what we see around here. And I've always pointed out that area as a place that's right next to it and can be used. We obviously need to have exact knowledge of where their units are, where they've positioned those drones and are preparing to launch attacks. But notice that it's a place where there's constant Earth movement. This is an image from October 2025 after the 12-day war. Notice how they're moving a lot of Earth. They're hiding things in different places. All along the mountain, hay presencia from the Revolutionary Guard. All over these places, look around here. Shacks, tunnels, places where Earth is being moved. They clearly show the intention. The intention is to build this gigantic infrastructure, to link the complexes with the one being built in this area, to obviously connect it underground with the other complex on the other side of the mountain. Why a mountain as well? And to penetrate it with ammunition, using bunker buster munitions, is practically impossible. A nuclear weapon would be needed, but that's not the situation. The United States isn't seeking that, so it would be complicated. As I was saying before you saw the map, it would be complicated to do so, to carry it out. You would have to look for an access area that's outside and have it bypass in this area. This area here could be the key area. That corridor we're seeing drawn here, it could be a key corridor that crossed to the other side. There are avenues where you can take camouflaged vehicles. You have a small airstrip here, but see what the Iranians have done with it. Image from October 25. That's what you see there. Those are piles of dirt placed so that a plane can't land. Rubble. Rubble has been dumped on the runway so that it can't be used, which means Iran already knows the plans. They can imagine the plans that the United States of America has for carrying out the assault. This place would have been ideal, completely ideal. To carry out this operation, by the way, you already know what these are. Tunnels, shafts, to carry the water from the mountains toward the interior of the city. It's not that they're silos. You can easily hide things there. The ground here is quite hollow. Look, houses are being built around here in places where there are wells right underneath. In Iran, people complain after earthquakes cause everything to collapse. And look at where they're building. In the future, Iran is not dismantled. They'll set up a base on this mountain. It's probably one of these nearby mountains. They will find some kind of facility. In fact, practically, look over there. Since there might also be infrastructure of the Iranian regime. The others are much easier. Isfahan is perhaps the most complicated. Fordo. It's relatively easy. Natanz. It's much, much easier. Let's say that there are many more options here. Quite a lot. The only complicated one is Isfahan. The United States also has an option. Do what as Israel did. What is that option? The United States can launch a massive attack on this mountain and make the whole slope fall on top. Millions of rocks falling on top of this place to make it stay sunk. There's no way out of it. Watch it with a satellite, and every time they send machinery to dig it out, bomb it again. That's also another option. Although they would always keep looking, somehow create an alternative tunnel in another area that we don't know about to reach the facility. It's not a long-term solution. It's a solution to buy time. The long-term solution is to remove the uranium, destroy the centrifuges, and prevent them from rebuilding them. That's just one way, by going in. We're live now, family. Thanks so much, and sorry, the previous map images weren't shown. Forgive me. It didn't appear due to a technical issue. But now we can see it. We are live right now. Let's get to your super chats and your comments. Thank you so much, family, as I said, for being here with us. A complicated operation. Very, very, very complicated. Leida, God bless you for what you do, Estrategias. Thank you. Thank you, Fidela. Thank you very much, Enrique. Great job, Estrategias. Greetings from Paraguay, Sol Calderon. Thank you very much, Mariana. Thank you very much. Álvaro. Thank you, my friend. Pamplemousse, Estrategias. We follow you. Marvel. Because of strategies, Iran must never have a nuclear weapon. Just leave it. If Citron can't get the uranium, that's all that's left. Greetings from Mexico. All that's left is to launch, as I've said, attacks against the facilities, destroy them, seriously damage it, but it's always going to be there. If he works with Mossad, they likely have a lot of information on this. There will definitely be inside help, especially with the machinery. Sarah, thank you very much. They have to know, for example, I'll give you an example. Look at this. Some things I can discuss. Maybe they shouldn't be discussed, but it's an example. There's machinery here. There are trucks, tractors, and earth-moving machinery here. The machinery has been located. It is reused. For example, how do you know about this? You find out from people on the ground who say, there's a construction company here. They have so many tractors, they keep the keys here, or we're just going to hotwire them to use them. We need 5 backhoes or 6 backhoes. We have them from here, here, and here in these nearby areas. A team hijacks and takes them away. Sounds easy. Saying it is easy. Doing it is another story. Obviously, it's another story. It's not like, come on, I'll just take an excavator. It involves the process. Look, here it is. A lot of the material you need is here. A lot. You have it close by. You just have to keep it under control, know when they're available, and launch the operation. There's no mystery to this. In more remote areas, things get trickier. Isfahan is complicated too, but at least it has the logistical benefit of being accessible. When it comes to construction materials, at Natanz, where do they get the excavators from? take them from the ones used here, though they're likely disabled. When the time comes, you have to go to a nearby city, look around here, have intelligence on the ground that tells you, hey, there's a construction company that has 5 excavators. We can take them and transport them by land. You need to give them air cover so they can arrive. For though, more of the same. And for though, we're in a very, very similar situation. You have to bring them somewhere around here, somewhere that's under construction, in this area where there's a lot of building going on. Have them go around the mountain, or have them go along this road we're looking at here. Notice that this road is going to take us to the place we want to go. The road is essential for bringing in excavators and needed construction materials. And we have to put an end to all the military presence in this area. It's a complex mission. From this point of view, it's complex. But there are only a few who can do it. The United States, they're the only ones. They're the only ones who can carry out a mission at this level. Family, thank you so much for being live with us. We'll see you. Maybe later, I can't guarantee it. We have a pending issue that we want to look at calmly. But tomorrow we'll be back with all the material starting in the late afternoon here on military strategies. See you very soon. Take care. Take care.